Whoa, what a weekend, everybody. Whew. We have some people in the chat. I've been running around. I'm not prepared. I had to get all my stuff. Shout out, first and foremost, to our boy Camelot 331, Cody Dennison. Man, what a race. What a race. We have a lot to cover. How are you guys doing? Ellie Race Art, Rowdy, Braden. Good to see all of you guys in the chat. Whoa, what a weekend. I am worn out. We drove all the way down to Talladega. Drove all the way back in 2 days, well, 3 days. Saw Cody put on a good show, go a lap down, come back to finish 13th. Saw a great O'Reilly race, talked to a bunch of cool people. Man, I don't even know where to start. Whew. There will be this Friday's video. This Friday's video is going to be a recap of the weekend. Also, Cody. Yeah, I'm back. It was a long weekend. If you haven't yet, vote on the poll. It looks like Carson's victory celebration was freaking awesome by all 5 people that have voted. Yeah, this is kind of as we were, because I booked it out of here on Friday and then got home yesterday. Haven't done really anything. Worked from home today. And we got some cool things to talk about. I'll show you guys all of the stuff here. Everything. All right, we can start, I suppose, with my buddy Robert got me this Viking Motorsports hat because he now works on Viking Motorsports. So he got me 2 of these. So that was awesome. Shout outs to him. Appreciate him for hooking us up for the O'Reilly race. First thing on Friday, we stopped down at the box company and I got my prototype for Cody's next 50 lol cow diecast. Oh, you know what? I have to add. Hold on. Let me. Studio mode. So I can work on something behind the scenes, I think. No, this one. Okay, hold on. Browse. Yep. We're a streamer, guys. We are doing it. There we go. Come on. Downloading. We're doing things in real time. Wow, that picture is gigantic. All right, are we still live? Hopefully. Okay, so we gotta shrink this down a little bit. Hopefully you guys all had a good weekend. I know Cody's weekend was pretty good. I was there to witness it. Braden, Rowdy, who else did we have in here? Ellie Race Art. Hopefully you guys all did have a great weekend as well. I am like 5 seconds away from getting this. Is the audio good, by the way? I haven't even put like 2 thoughts into streaming. But let me know if the audio is good or bad. Hopefully it's good and not bad. Alright, here is... Alright, we got that. Okay. Alright, so this is the car. Let me get out of this. Okay. We got that over there. Alright. So this is here. This was the beautiful race car that we got to witness Cody wheel to a 13th place finish in the ARCA race. Audio's great. Awesome. We went to Dollywood to see some family. Pretty busy weekend myself. Audio is goof. Audio is goof. No. Audio is good. Okay. Cool. Dollywood. I've never been to Dollywood, but I think, is Pigeon Forge close to that or something? I can't remember. We've been to a place near Dollywood. I don't exactly remember because I think that's also in Tennessee. I think we've been to somewhere close to that. But look at this beautiful lol cow. Carson Hovers would probably be my favorite driver ever. God bless your tires. Honestly, Carson is a stitch. He is a funny dude. He put on a great post-race victory celebration. Okay, yeah, Braden, we've been close to there, but I've never actually been to Dollywood. What's the decal on the bottom of the B post, you ask? Well, see, this is where I'm like not entirely prepared, but if you saw the post that I posted yesterday, then you'll notice, you know what it is. I think you're being coy. I think you're let's see, we'll go here. Yeah, we'll open this. Yep. Yes, there it is. We put our logo, our decal nicely on each side of the B post, drivers and passengers, so we did get that. Cody was gracious enough to allow us to have that on the car, and yeah, it was such a fun weekend. It went by so fast. I am still tired from driving, so Friday we drove from our house to pick up these boxes, which is like an hour south of my house. So I almost finished the artwork for these. Cody has to send me like 1 or 2 things, and then the artwork will be done and I can order these. But yeah, so we drove an hour to get these. Then we were trying our hardest to get to Nashville to get to Rainforest Cafe before it closed. Well, it closed at 8 and we weren't able to get there in time because of traffic. I hate cities. So we didn't go there. We stopped at Chick-fil-A instead, drove on through to our cousin's house in Huntsville, and then woke up early on Saturday, went to the race, drove 2 hours, got there, got our credentials, got to the ARC garage. Actually, we beat Cody to the track, so that was kind of fun. And we beat Robert, my other friend. We beat him to the track too. So we get to the track and have a good time, meet all the people, take pictures, run around. Let's see. I don't know if this is first things first, but we can go here. We got Cody to autograph our Mid-Ohio Diecast in gold. Started making some decal templates for Jeremy's to that with race damage for each race. Ooh, that's cool. So yes, Cody. This camera's doing this thing again. Oh, there it goes. Oh wait, I gotta change. Oh no, the lighting's right. Okay. Come on, camera. There we go. Cody, I keep messing with him. He's got to work on his signature. It'll get there eventually. It kind of looks like a Z with a dot. But this was the Mid-Ohio. My decal is right there. That little tiny... Focus. That little tiny white decal right there. So this was the Mid-Ohio car that I met Cody at a couple years ago. I think it was 2024. So I got to put this back in the case. This was the template box. I might make Texas one you made. So Ellie, I'm going to have to check out those because I got to do, I have to work on a car for Brad Perez with race damage. So I might need to look into how to do that. Yes, we got boxes. I bought 2 donor trucks. We did end up going to Rainforest Cafe. That was on Sunday. And we stopped at the Lionel Racing store in the mall. And I bought 2 donor cars for these decals right here. The Cletus McFarlane 2025, actually 2026 Daytona truck. And I have 2 sets of those. So that was nice. Was able to get those in person, save on shipping. And I got a discount for being a Lionel RCCA Elite member. So we will be working on these in the not too distant future. Maybe we'll take them apart on stream tonight. I'm not entirely sure. Set those to the side. Then this was really cool. because when we were in the ARCA garage, Ryan Vargas was in the ARCA race, and he was just standing there, and I brought this car to get my friend to autograph. And I did get my friend to autograph it. I got Ryan to autograph it as well. So Ryan's on the windshield. Hold on, I gotta fix this camera thing. Let's look at Cody's beautiful car again. So let me just do this really quick. All right, there we go. This should, I don't know why this fixes it, but this should have fixed it. So, all right. We got Ryan Vargas to autograph the windshield. Then we got the crew chief to autograph. Everybody kind of just, everyone that worked on this car wanted to sign it. So Robert was running me all around the garage, signing it. He signed on the on the back glass in pink for whatever reason. The crew chief signed on the top. I don't remember his name, but Gabe signed here on the side glass. I think he said he was a tire changer. I forget what this guy's name was, but he also worked on the car. And then this guy was Dave. And then Robert said we forgot one person to sign it, so we're going to have to, he said to bring it to Charlotte. So I will be taking this car to Charlotte to get it signed as well by that final person, whoever it is. But yeah, this was a really cool thing. Everybody was all excited to see it. And then they were also talking about how the car was cheated up in some specific areas. So yeah, it was a really cool thing to see all of the people that worked on it, and their eyes lit up when they saw that car. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that thing. We got a top 10 in it, and they were all excited about it. So yeah, super cool to talk to everybody that was involved with this car. And I was like, yeah, my name was on it, so that's why I made it. And then I made one for Ryan, the driver, and then Robert wanted one, and I actually took my other one and sold it to one of the crew members that worked on the car as well. So a very funny story, fun diecast to have. Really cool story as well with that one in general. I also bought my obligatory program with my program car. Every race I ever go to, I have missed a few because I forget, but our boy, we got the ARCA. This is the ARCA sheet, and we have, where is he? Right there, our boy, Cody Dennison, rocking the Lol Cow Ford. So I was looking for his picture in here, but it wasn't in here. So yeah, got my program. And then let's see if I can do this without giving away my identity too much. We had our credentials for the O'Reilly race from Robert with the nice Talladega lanyard on it. That was really cool. Got to wear that around, feel like I was important. And then same thing with the ARCA Pass that Mr. Cody Dennison hooked us up with. So they didn't make us. I bought this ARCA Menards lanyard for $5. The pass was free, so I figured I could. No, you don't get to see the bottom. But yeah, so that was that. We also got the track map. I can show you where we parked. Let's see. Let's crack this thing open. I'm gonna put, yeah, they're fun. The passes, the kind of like do whatever you want passes are a lot of fun. So, and again, I'm gonna do a recap video for Friday. So it's gonna have, I'm gonna make it look real nice and such. But also, oh, train o'clock. Oh, I forgot to do that. Phoenix 2019 Xfinity. Nice. I have a few of them. I have some from Cody. I feel like I have some other ones from the Cup Series and stuff. But yeah, so mine are cold though. See, now you got to go to a race when you're not a minor so that you can enjoy the track when there are cars on it and all that stuff. So So we had to go to the credentials over here. So we drove in on this main stretch, came over, it was in this industrial drive, came over here into this parking lot, and then drove through under the turn 3, I guess, tunnel, kind of turn 3 tunnel. It's like on the back stretch a little bit. We went under the tunnel. We went down Speed Street here on Talladega Boulevard, I think. No, we went down the road course loop. Yeah, so we came in here, went down the turn 3 lane, then did the road course loop, came all the way around here, and then parked in this infield race course parking. And then the ARCA garage was right here. So it was super nice that we were that close. We went back and forth like 5 times to our car. It was great. It didn't rain at all. And then the O'Reilly garage was over here. So we would go through here, this little main avenue that took you to pit road. We walked back and forth there. I don't even know how many times. Spent some time on pit road with Cody and then Robert, and we saw Susie from Ryan Sieg's team. So we got to see all the people we needed to see. Went to the O'Reilly garage back and forth a couple times. And then, so then there was this, where the NASCAR Cup Series garages are, there was like, I don't remember what it's called. It's not even on here. I guess it says Talladega Garage Experience. It was like Big Bill Francis something or other. It was pretty cool. They had a big screen, they had food and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a world. Oh yeah, Big Bill's, this thing. It was this thing, and it was pretty neat. So we got some food, we hung out, and I'm still tired. So fantastic weekend though. I usually get the track program diecast, but I'm considering not getting it. Go to use the most spent car. Yeah, I don't feel. Yeah, so it is. So I don't know. I know we talked, I think it was on Thursday, about doing like a 2011 car set review of all of my cars. But underneath my 2011 cars, I have all of the program and diecast. Like, I have a gigantic tote of all of the programs from all of the pretty much all of the races I've ever been to. And I also buy the diecast with them, and it just has gotten more expensive every single year. And I think it was $33 for the diecast and for the program. So, yeah, it's annoying because it just keeps getting more expensive, but it is what it is. So I kind of have to continue the bit. I used to have a ton of Phoenix program cars for my dad, but the only one was 21, pretty destroyed. It's funny because I also used a lot of program cars to make customs throughout the years. So speaking of customs, we have received our Support Our Troops tire decals for our 2015 Carl Edwards car. We will be making this one in the not too distant future because the decals came in. So I did all of the work on this sheet. It took me a good long while, and the car, I'm going over to my parents tomorrow. We're going to strip that thing down, and we are going to work on it. Oh, you know what? I didn't tweet out. Well, that's okay. I'm going to be honest, program cars nowadays look fun, especially when they're... Okay, so hold on, Braden, to that point. Let me get this one out here. To that point, I don't disagree, but you got to check this one out. So the thing is, I don't like that it's on... It doesn't have the Goodyear on the tires. I feel like that's pretty annoying. But with that being said, it is on the diecast chassis with the rubber tires. So, and it's on the Ford. I mean, I don't really care too much about Ford, but it was on the Ford body. So, this one, I don't want to say I can understand justifying paying as much as I did, but it is better quality. It is not just on the generic body. It is an actual Ford Mustang, Dark Horse, whatever they call it, body. And then it does have the diecast chassis underneath it with the rubber tires. So it is quality. It is pretty solid. So I will say that. To your point, Braden. This year at Talladega, it was $33 for the car and the program. I don't remember what they were individually because I never buy them individually. I don't even look at that. I pick them both up and then go to the thing. So I couldn't tell you, unfortunately. But it was $33. I remember getting them when it was like a $13 to $15 combination at Michigan way back in the day. And then it just kept going up and up and up and up and up. So, but yeah, so I made this whole decal sheet, and I have the car. It's stripped down. I have to prime it and paint it tomorrow. And then we're probably going to start working on it next week. I'm excited. This is for my wife's cousin who attended this race. His wedding is coming up in May, and I am making this car for his wedding gift. So I need to get cracking on it because we don't have long. May is right around the corner. So that car, that is going to be a fun one to do. Seems pretty simple. But also, I got these decals for Robert. The 39 Daytona car, the Psyops machine for Ryan Sieg. And honestly, I'm pretty pleased with the way I also designed this whole sheet. This one he gave me the artwork, so it was a little bit less designing necessarily on my part, more so fitting it to the diecast body that we have. So yeah, this one should be worked on in the not too distant future as well, because we will be going to Charlotte in a few weeks, so I will have to get this one done pretty quickly. So I have to get that one done. I have to get this one done to take down for them to autograph. So we have, we're getting to crunch time. We're getting to crunch time on some of the things. So, I think that's it. Like, that's a high level conversation about my weekend in particular. We can talk about the racing. I haven't pulled anything up, true to form, because I just had a lot of catching up on things to do today. Before we pull anything up, let me grab some things for this car. We're going to finish this car up. We're going to put some window decals on it to solve a few problems. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to add, hopefully I have the artwork by Charlotte too. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I'm going to try and set up a P.O. box. Maybe not this week, but possibly next week. So I gotta stop at the post office and figure that out. That's on my list of things to do. I have a lot of things to do. That is one of them. But yes, Ellie, that's a good point. Good call on that one. So let's go here. Oh, and honestly, I don't want to say like my favorite part of the weekend, but also a great part of the weekend. West Ham beat Everton. That was great. I know you guys don't really care all that much about soccer, but I was excited about that. So, all right, let's open that. Just got finished with the car itself. Now I just got to do the back. Oh, nice. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so we have this. All right, so while those load, open up, let me look for, yep, this is what we're looking for. That one and that one. Oh, I got another one too. Okay. Let me see. Ooh, it's gonna be close. I don't think it'll be quite wide enough. So, let's keep looking. I found out that I made 4 of the Ryan Vargas cars, by the way. That was a fun fact. I guess fun fact. In my career of making diecast cars. All right, and we have to get one decal that'll go across the windshield banners. Oops. I know you saw in the comments of the last stream, I left a link to a community post of some customs that you've made. I'm on my way. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Shall we talk racing? Yep, give me 1 second. I gotta respond to a text. Comments of the last stream, I left a link to community post of some custom. All right, Rowdy. I will try to check it out after this stream. I have to remember. Okay. All right. I'll try to remember to check it out after this stream. Okay. So put this away. Yep, we'll talk racing in 1 second. Let me just grab a decal from here. What should we use? What should we use? None of those. None of those. None of those. It was a fun weekend, though. I mean, I had a blast. I did get to eat at Rainforest Cafe on Sunday, so that was... I don't want to say that was the highlight of the weekend, but that was definitely a great, great part of it. And obviously driving all the way down there and back and not having any car troubles. We did take a rental. So that was nice to not put any miles on my car. Do I not have any spoiler decals that are not yellow? This one might be the one. This might be the one. Okay. Yes, Braden. Yes, I agree. Andy J getting his first dub. Cody was excited for him as well. I was pretty excited to see that too. I mean, okay. So, hold on. Well, you guys are ready to go. I know. I'm ready to go too. Oh, that'll work. Okay, so yes, Andy J getting his first win at Talladega was awesome. I haven't been to a race where that many people were excited when a driver took the lead, when Cletus took the lead, in a long time. Like, the last time I remember fans being that excited was like Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon in his last race. Like, when those drivers would take the lead in those respective races, the fans would be out of their seats, hyped up. When that happened, when Cletus took the lead, everybody was up out of their seats, screaming, yelling. It was very loud. You could very much hear everybody, which was cool, honestly. But I'm glad Andy J won. Cletus will win eventually. Yes, I remember how you said you were going to watch qualifying at school. Did you get in trouble for that? Okay, so we have Arca, we have O'Reilly, and we have... I just heard you say that. Aha, so you are watching. Okay. Yeah, I'm going over tomorrow to paint some cars, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so screen capture. Okay, so let's throw this up on the screen. And no, we're gonna do this one first. Okay, so whoa, you woke up with a fever of 103. That's high. I'm hoping you're doing good now. Hopefully. Hopefully you're doing all right. Hopefully the fever of 103 is not impacting you too much anymore. What am I looking for? Scissors. I was late again because Martin, no need to apologize. Glad that you're here anyway. Late is perfectly fine. We haven't really got into the racing yet. We did a very abbreviated, brief weekend recap from my standpoint, my perspective, I will have a full video out on Friday of like my whole trip over the weekend. And I am also, it's train o'clock in about 5 minutes. Okay. All right. I'll keep, we'll see on stream. We'll see on stream. I'm sure we'll hear it. Yeah, I'll have a full video out on Friday about it. And then also I'm editing, I did an interview of Cody after the race for him. So I will have his full interview posted as well on Twitter for you guys to see. So basically, excuse to watch NASCAR and NBA playoffs. Good. Nice. Well, hopefully you're feeling better. Hopefully that it wasn't too detrimental. I never would advocate for missing school. I think it's important to be educated on most things, although I do have some gripes about the modern American school system, but we don't have to talk about that now. But yeah, I'm glad that you were able to catch up on all of your NASCAR racing as well as basketball. Don't know anything about basketball. Haven't watched it in about 10 years since the Cavs won in 2016. But I'm glad to hear you're doing well now. That is good news to hear. One other note I do want to mention, everybody, if you could... What is that noise? I don't know if you can hear it on stream. It's a really high-pitched noise. Huh. That was pretty weird. Post an image. Well, I'm super distracted because this high-pitched noise. I don't know if you guys can hear it on stream. That's really bizarre. What is that? Yeah, I'll post an image when I get my Talladega experience. Oh yeah, Martin, you were there on Sunday. You got to see a fantastic Victory Lane celebration. Victory Lane. You can't hear it? All right, well, I'm glad you can't. A slight squeal. Is that it? Hold on, let me try and figure this out. This is weird. Well, that's weird. It's my light. Hold on, this is... Oh, I got it to stop. That was weird. It's the light. Weird. Well, this is something you don't see every day, or hear every day. I'm not going to blind you with that, but... This is what you get for these, like, cheap lights off Amazon. Lights aren't supposed to make that noise. I know. There's your problem, made in China. That is pretty weird. It's whatever bug they put in it to listen to us. All right, well, I guess we're just gonna leave that off because I don't feel like listening to that. We'll, whoops. I'm gonna set this to the side. Light secretly trying to speak. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. All right, let's try. I mean, let me go to the big screen. That's lit up enough. It's not super bright. It's not super dark either. That's all right. All right, I'll have to figure that out. Now I can't see that well though here. What to do? we'll just let the light chill for like 10 minutes and see if that'll solve its problem. All right, cars are looking good. Well, yeah, you just missed the whole light weird fiasco thing. So anyway, what were we saying? Martin's gonna post his Talladega experience. It's still lighter than my stream. Well, it's fine. All right, it'll work. That was bizarre. All right, maybe I'll try. Maybe we'll try to bring the light back here in a minute. But okay, so let's go to Friday or Saturday morning's race. This was the ARCA race. Obviously, why don't race cars need headlights? Because the track is always lit. Yeah, so is my brother, but he still needs headlights. Underrated cars joke. Underrated cars joke right there. Yes, so Saturday's first race, Andy Jankowiak wins his first career race. He led the last lap. He led the most important lap, a 3-wide move. Cletus had a great run on the outside in turn 1, took him 3 wide, got to the lead in turn 4. Yep, train o'clock. Whoa, who said that his celebration was too dangerous? That's funny. 9 votes. And threw a huge block on Gustine, but didn't wreck. They did not wreck. And then Andy J just kind of snuck by on the outside and got the dub. I'm not upset about it, honestly. I am kind of happy that Andy J got the win. He's been in there for a while. He's been working his tail off and, putting in a lot of work. Not that Cletus, hasn't or doesn't, but it's a little different when you just kind of like pay your way up to the front of the line. That's kind of how Cletus has gotten there. So again, he's putting in the work as well. It's just a little different, that's all. But yes, Andy J comes away with the win. Well-deserved. Dude's put in a lot of time, a lot of effort. So it was really cool to see him win. Thought Kimmel was going to win for a second. Yep, he was doing really well. He was up there. It was kind of chaotic, honestly. It was one of the better ARCA races I've seen because there was one big wreck that I don't want to say was avoidable, but didn't need to necessarily happen. I guess no wrecks really need to ever happen, but was kind of avoidable. And other than that, though, it was one of the better races. The cars could move around. They could get runs on each other. So, yeah, shout out to all the ARCA drivers that were in the field that kept it pretty clean for the most part. Cody ran a decent race. He got stuck behind a slow car kind of early on and then lost the draft, ended up losing a lap, but came back to finish 13th. His best career finish at Talladega. Redemption from last year. Last year he blew that right front tire and absolutely smoked the wall. So yeah, it was decent. It was a decent finish, and they didn't all wad it up coming to the line, which was good. Like the Cup Series, we'll get to that in a minute. In a little bit, I guess we'll say. But yeah, so Andy J gets the win, leads the last lap. Cletus leads 19, finishes second. You have Gustine Isabella Robusto finishing 4th, top 5. Giovanni Rochero leading 45 laps, finishing 5th with a damaged race car. Cletus put him 3 wide. I knew that. I said that to my sister as we were standing there watching the end of the race. I said, he has damage. Cletus is going to put him 3 wide the second they get into turn 1. And he did. Or maybe it was turn 4. I don't know. I told her whenever he gets a chance, he's putting them 3 wide outside, and he did that. No surprise there. What else? We had, I don't even know who Sean Core is, but he finishes 7th. Ryan Vargas, I got his autograph early on in the day. He finishes 8th, a top 10, a good top 10 for him. Then you also have Jack Wood in the 28, finishing 9th, and Daniel Dye finishing in 10th. Will Kimmel comes home 11th, Jake Finch in 12th, and our boy, Cody freaking Dennison in the Lol Cow Ford comes home in 13th position, running all the laps, bringing the car home in one piece. The finish, he was in there. He was fighting for it. He took his runs where he could take them, and it took him all the way up to 13th. So it was a hard-fought day for him. Again, after going a lap down, getting the lucky dog, getting back on the lead lap. It was great. End of the day for Cody to come back and finish in the top 15. The only other one that everybody's worth talking about to some degree, but that Squirrel McNutt guy, that George Siciliano, he finishes 29th after getting caught up in that big wreck. I'm pretty sure that was all of there were no real surprises anywhere else. Yeah. So, other than that, great race on Saturday morning for the ARCA series. That was the first race of the day that we saw. Can't say enough about Cody and just the accessibility and hanging out with the team, hanging out with him. His family was there. Some of his family was there. I got to hang out with those guys. Everybody was just super nice, and it was really cool. I did drop off the cars. I got him the cars. That was like priority number 1. The Crow was going crazy when Cletus was leading the race. When he got up there, that was like one of the loudest crowds I've heard. I'm assuming you meant crowd. But yes, it was one of the loudest crowd reactions for a NASCAR race I've heard in a while, and probably the loudest ARCA that you've ever heard. I can't believe I haven't said anything. Yep, we're getting there, Ellie. We're getting there. My favorite part of the weekend, though, Steph, was like the whole thing. There's just too many good things to narrow it down to just one favorite part. So, yeah, I know that's not really a good answer to your question, but that's just what the answer to your question is. When I got my I remember the worker explaining that wasn't a Bubba Wallace car. What just happened to anyone else? That it wasn't a Bubba Wallace. I'm assuming because it had the 23 on it, like this one has the 26. That would be my guess. But yeah. So I got Cody all of the cars, and that was like excellent. Got him to sign a car. He was again super willing and able to do so. Really appreciated the heck out of that. Hopefully he gets to race some more. I know we had some conversations. He might have some opportunities in the future that he hasn't quite buttoned up yet, but there may be some things in the future. So hopefully that does end up happening for him, because he put in quite the shift over the weekend and again brought the car home in one piece, ran it well, and so just overall super cool weekend for that aspect of it. And that pretty much sums up all of the ARCA stuff. We can move on to the O'Reilly series next. We'll do that. This race, This race was probably my favorite of the weekend from a purely racing standpoint. The cars were able to move all over the track. Different runs could be generated, different lines worked at different times. The cars had good spacing. The runs would happen at different times. So just overall, probably the best racing from that standpoint. I think it's safe to say Corey had a great day on Saturday. Yes, so Corey Day gets his first career victory. Our boy Ellie Race Arts, favorite driver, second cousin, Jeremy Clements, comes home with a top 5 finish. Awesome day for those guys. Brought the car home in one piece, of course. The unfortunate thing for me, personally, was look at JJ Yaley getting a top 15. Austin Green in the 87 getting a top 10. Dean Thompson finishing 6th. So you have some of those guys. Josh Bilicki in the 07 finishing in the top 15. Blaine Perkins as well. Yes, Martin. JJ Yaley representing the blue ovals by finishing in the top 15. The sad Sieg noises as Ryan was up there battling and got caught up in the last wreck in the final turn coming out of, in between 3 and 4. He kind of got stuck on that high lane behind, who was he behind? No Fords at Texas this weekend. That is interesting. Reaction when Kyle got the top 10. So, who was he stuck behind? Ryan was stuck behind somebody. I don't remember who it was. Sad Caruth Vanizes. I don't remember who Ryan Sieg was stuck behind, but that back line that outside line would just kept backing up. It was not working. Something happened with the 96 car too. Robert never told me what that deal was. It might have been something on a pit stop. The stars wreck each other on lap 1. Oh yeah, and then that was something. It was David Starr and Patrick Starr-Poli got together on the first lap of the race. I thought from that point on it was going to be chaos. Turned out to not be. It was Jeff. Okay, I couldn't remember, but yeah, he kind of screwed up that whole thing. I don't know what his deal was, if he was getting loose, if he couldn't hold the car in the corner, if the tires were gone. I don't know what it was, but he just kept sliding back and backed up that whole outside lane. If it's true, there needs to be a rule what the limit of Chevy on the road. So, Martin, I always want to legislate less in any form of anything. Like, less legislation and more freedom is good. I think it's more incumbent on Ford and maybe Dodge to get involved, in the O'Reilly series. But make it important for you. Make it important for Ford or even Toyota to expand. Whatever Chevrolet is doing, they are enticing pretty much any and all teams to join their bow tie brigade, so to speak. So they're making it interesting, or they're incentivizing the teams to come over to Chevrolet for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is, but whether it's resources or what. But they're the ones that are making it interesting for the teams. So, I mean, I don't want to legislate more. That's my point. Like, I'd never want to add more rules, because then you get to look like what the Cup Series looks like with the spec cars. And I don't like that. Braden, you're right. Ford just doesn't care, and that's on them. And I honestly, like, if that's their decision, that's their decision. I'd like to see maybe Dodge jump in there or something. Toyota pick up some more teams if they want. But I do not want to see more legislation in anything, let alone the series that is currently the best iteration of NASCAR. I do strongly think that the O'Reilly series is the best overall series in NASCAR at this point in time. But give it a decade or two, it looks different for the Chevy lineup. Well, yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. It ebbs and flows. So you don't want to upset the natural order of things because it might naturally shift. You honestly might, for whatever reason, Chevrolet might decide that they don't want to field Chevys in 2027 or 2028 or whatever, and they pull back their resources. And then Ford says, well, maybe we want to get back into it a little bit more, and they add resources. It could self-correct. So you never know. I just don't want to add more rules. I don't want to add more legislation because that just, I don't know. And every time you add more rules, I don't like it. It might be because Ford's already advertising Mustang come, doesn't feel like it. It's possible. I mean, I don't really know the financials and the incentives and all of the priorities of the manufacturer, but it could be that. Could be they just don't see the O'Reilly series as important. That's possible as well. They put all their eggs in the Cup basket. I understand, Ellie, why you say to not throw the caution, but it was a pretty gnarly hit. There were some pretty hard hits in there, so getting the safety crews out to the drivers as quickly as possible was the best bet. I do understand why they threw the caution early. The argument could be made, just let him race back to the line and then deal with all of that after the fact. Yes, I can understand that as well. But man, there were some hard hits that took place in that wreck. So I understand why they threw the caution as early as they did. I don't like it either necessarily, but I understand that one. And they did a pretty good job all weekend of kind of letting, if one car spun on its own or got spun and was off the track, there wasn't a bunch of debris everywhere, they let that ride, and I thought that was pretty good. They did a pretty good job, so credit where credit's due. RSS car finished the best. Yeah, so the third Ryan Sieg car did finish the best out of them. Patrick Emmerling brought the 38 car home in 16th, so that was good for him. And then where did Kyle finished 18th? Kyle brought his car home clean too. There was hardly a scratch on Kyle's car, so that was good for those guys to bring the car home without too much of an issue. Not a top 5, not a top 10, but the car was brought home in one piece. So that's a huge win for those guys, especially after Ryan got torn up. Also for this race, my sister got to go sit up on the pit box next to Ryan Sieg's wife for a little bit. That was pretty cool. She enjoyed that. Got a little bit of a different experience. I had already done that at Watkins Glen, so I didn't need to go up there. They had other people and stuff, so Susie let her go up there for a little bit, which I thought was very nice of her. But yeah, so Ryan did run well. He was up there fighting a lot of the day. I think he finished second in stage 2, if I remember correctly. And then unfortunately getting caught up at the end of that race. Natalie Decker, if I want to make custom of Ryan 627, we can't find a template for it. Ellie Raceart might be able to help you with his templates. I don't know what he all does. I don't know what he is capable of doing, but I think he has made some templates before, so he might be able to do that one. Don't quote me on that, but he might be able to. But yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't really hear much about Natalie Decker. She didn't really wreck anybody, which was good. Quiet day. Ellie Raceart. He is a real one. He knows what's up. Maybe. Okay. So, yeah, he might be able to hook you up. But, yeah, also, Anthony Alfredo was up there, too, at different points of the race. They were up there fighting for the lead. He did... I could have swore he led some laps. Well, it says he didn't lead any laps, but send me that art. What, the one that they sent me? Maybe. Maybe. Before you look at the Cup Series results, do you want to see what I got from Talladega? Oh yeah, okay. Let's we'll look at Cody's car for a second. I'll look it up. Hold on. I think, let me see. I didn't hear anything about Natalie embarrassing herself, so yeah, that's a big thing, honestly. I mean, no news is good news in that realm. Alright, here we go. Martin, do you care if we share it on the screen? I will only do it if you say that we can. You just give me the yes or the no. I'm assuming yes because you told me about it, but Josh Berry's jersey was signed by 7 drivers. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we'll go over here. We'll look at what you posted first. Oops. Oh, silly me. Silly me. Let's see. Display capture. Bring this down. Oops. Bring this down. Okay. Here's what I got from... Let's turn this off. Alright. Here's what I got from Sunday Cup Race. Talladega. Josh Berry jersey was signed by 7 drivers, and driver I got signed are Ricky Carson. You got Carson's autograph? Heck yeah, let's go. Reddick, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney, Fincham, Gase, Joyce, Bevis are here. Is not image of the battle look of thing is, templates are really badly scaled. The rear bumper are not fit. If you print the whole car same size, you have to print. I'm digging the new Chevy mold. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did not get a Chevy diecast. Alright, so let's bring that back up. So whoops, so we can see that. Wait, I missed one word. Well, too late. We're already looking at it. You can edit it later. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Oops. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, that is pretty faint, but it's all good. Then let's see, who do you have there? It's kind of hard to tell, but still pretty cool. I like it. I like it. It's very neat. I also like the Love's Lego semi. That's pretty cool too. I know that's not the focus of what we're talking about, but yeah, really cool. I'm glad you had a good time as well, obviously. So it looks good. Okay, so back to Saturdays. I had the same problem when I made it 26. Create all. Had to print back. Yeah, sometimes you'll have to do that. Print maybe 2 sheets. Okay, or you could throw it in like Word or something, or Excel, and reshape it and resize it. All right. This is interesting. I don't know if I have another race. So I was very pleased with the end of the race. It went green for 55 laps and then ended under caution. So that last run to the finish at the end of the stage was green, which was great. I was super excited about that. Yeah, bunch of different leaders, as you would expect. To better not battle. Oh, okay. It's all good. Yeah, a bunch of different leaders, as you would expect for a plate track. They did single file out for a little bit and ride around for 20 something laps, but honestly, I was never worried. I was never worried that the race would just end like that. I knew it would shake up a little bit towards the end, and it would not just finish in a freight train. So despite having a little bit of a freight train-esque nature to it for about 20 laps, it did not bother me for some reason. Because I knew that the racing was good. It was kind of like the story was being told, right? It was the calm before the storm, and the end of the race got really good. And yeah, again, Corey Day is what it is. I don't love him. I don't hate him. I don't really have much of an opinion other than he wrecked Ryan Sieg earlier this year. So that was kind of annoying. But yeah, it was honestly my favorite like racing aspect race of the weekend was this one. So we look at the points really quick. Ryan Sieg sits in 13th. Jeremy Clements jumps up to 20th. Anthony Alfredo drops down to 21st. And then let's see who else. So all of our favorite people are up in the top 21, it looks like. Oh, and where is LeVar Scott? Shout out to the 45 team, the Alpha Prime guys. They were the ones that got us the tickets to go into the track. So that was a good time with those guys. I got to meet a few of the team members. So pretty neat. Pretty neat. Saturday was a good time. Are you guys ready to move on to Sunday? You just let me know. I'm ready to move on if you guys are ready to move on, but you just have to tell me. And I didn't tell the post I have 4 Dakars and 2 124. It was 24 Custer, Andy Frozen Custer, and Logano 25 Texas win. Nice. So you did pretty well. You got some cars signed. You saw some drivers. Yeah, David Starr finishing last. Pretty unfortunate. Oh, hey, I parked in the same parking lot as Casey Mears. All right, let's talk about Sunday's race. I'm ready. So, Casey Mears was there. Apparently, he wasn't driving, but he was there. I parked in the same parking lot as him. Okay, so he did not qualify because didn't qualifying get rained out? Must have been it. So I saw him Saturday. We parked like 10 cars away from him. And I'm walking there and he walks past us, or he was like in his car, and I'm looking, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's Casey Mears. So yeah, that was kind of cool. I got both points. Nice. Yes, the 2007 Coca-Cola 600 winner, Hendrick Motorsports driver Casey Mears. Yeah. I didn't want to I'm not too fanboy over drivers and stuff, so I didn't want to go bug him. Plus, I didn't really want to have I didn't have anything for him to sign. Oh, you know what? Something cool was though, and I'll talk about this in my Friday video. I did see Larry McReynolds, and I shook Larry McReynolds' hand. It was really cool. You listen to him make calls for races for so many years. I'd never met him before, but I shook Larry McReynolds' hand, and I told him, thanks for all the years of the really great memories of his race analysis and his calls and all that kind of stuff. So that was like a little tiny, a side quest highlight of the weekend was seeing Larry McReynolds and getting to shake his hand and just kind of tell him thanks for all the cool memories, announcing and insight and stuff that he did. So that was a neat little thing, kind of aside from all of the drivers and all that stuff. So yeah, that was a little bit related, but also a little bit separate. So, yes. So Carson Hocevar gets the dub. My sister and I, we were driving home at this point, and we were watching the race in the car on the highway. It was fine. The phone was not in my hand. It was on the dashboard. But yeah, we were watching it as we were going along, and excited. I was disappointed about William Byron crashing. You know, it is what it is. 24 team just hasn't had a whole lot of luck this year. It's fine. But Carson getting the dub was awesome. I was super excited for him. I typically don't get like too excited for the Cup Series anymore, just the nature of it. But I was legitimately excited for him when they crossed the line and Carson, you know, took the checkered flag. I was legitimately excited about that. So that was really cool for him. I was at the track, greatest, and you'll never forget. I was going to say, Martin, you had to have a great time. Seeing that in person. Obviously, like you said, it'll be something that you'll never forget, which is awesome. Kind of like I don't want to say like a once in a lifetime experience, but it's kind of one of those things. But yeah, seeing him cross the line and getting the win, I was legitimately excited for the kid. He's quickly becoming one of my favorites in the Cup Series. He kind of always has been one of my favorites in general, but I don't really watch the Cup Series a ton like that anymore. So seeing him win was cool. Again, first career victory for Carson. I don't know what kind of party they were going to be having after the race, but I'm sure it was a banger. I'm sure they had a great time, whatever they did. And yeah, I was super excited for him. And I think a lot of people shared that similar sentiment. Again, another very, very loud crowd reaction to the shenanigans that he was pulling off with the car. Driving to victory lane, or driving to the start finish line with his feet, basically him sitting on the windowsill of the car. So I agree wholeheartedly, Braden. He is a great personality. There's a Chili's probably right there. Probably. So I was thinking about stopping at Chili's on the way home, actually, but we did not. We just drove straight home. We ate our Rainforest Cafe leftovers and just drove straight home because we were tired at that point. But yeah, I hope he continues the way he is. It seems like Spire's a good fit for him because they do let him be him. They let him be Carson, and they don't put any reins on him. They don't tell him he can't do this or can't do that. They let him be who he is, and I think he is very good for the sport. His personality, the amount of level that he cares, he's a fan of the sport as well. I think all of those things very much help. And I think it's something that the sport desperately needs. I think you have, and again, I'll say this, I like William Byron, but he's not a driver that interests a lot of people. His personality is just too quiet, and that's just who he is. Like, it sucks. I don't mean to say that in a negative way, but people kind of like the loud, brash, off the wall kind of driver personalities, and Carson has that, but he also, there's like an element of relatability to him, I think, because he grew up playing all of the video games. And they talk about Byron starting his racing career on a computer or all that kind of stuff. Like, I know that's a big talking point, but there's just something about Carson's like authenticity of him playing the video games. Like, he was talking about career mode and stuff. Oh, Ellie Ray starts out. All right, man. It was good seeing you. Glad that you could join for a little bit. Hopefully you're feeling better. Glad you could join. But yeah, I do think Carson's great for the sport. I think NASCAR needs to let him be him and just continue to bring fans into it. I think they will, with Steve O'Donnell, saying that he was good with the celebration, which I honestly thought was surprising. I did not think that he would be okay with that. It was a little dangerous, but I liked it. I think a lot of people liked it. I was surprised that he was okay with it, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I mean, there's really not much more to say other than I agree. I think he's good for the sport. I think that he needs to just keep doing what he's doing, and NASCAR needs to, NASCAR needs to let him just be him. So, yeah, it's something. We also have a big name sponsor. It's even more when they consistently mark you and are proud. Yeah, it's like the perfect storm of all of those pieces kind of coming together at the same time, Braden. You're right. The sponsors love him. The team loves him. He loves the sponsors. He loves the team, and they're fast. And the fans do too. So yes, it's kind of like the perfect storm of all of those things coming together. Actually, Rowdy, Steve O'Donnell was cool with it, so I'm sure he'll probably do it again. Both Chili's and Hardee's are doing more with their respective drivers than McDonald's ever did with Buffet. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, if I ever had the chance to sponsor, like, full sponsor a race team, I would be all in. And I don't know why these companies aren't all in. Making commercials, doing appearances at stores, like, doing all of the things that got NASCAR to where it was in the early 2000s. Putting the drivers out there, getting them in front of the fans, like, consistently. I don't know why they're not doing that. So, yes, Chili's embracing it is fantastic. You love to see it. So, yeah. And also, Carson's personality is just super marketable. The dude's a lightning rod. I think for the good. I do think for the good. And, yeah. So that was super cool. We can go through the finishing order here really quick. I need to get my paint. I'm going to see if I can't mess this up. It's all fun and games till Carson falls off the car. Yeah, I know. That's the fine line that you run. I do understand. Or if he loses control of the car and hits somebody on pit road. Like, that was what was also going through my mind. So, I mean, we're going to have to see how it plays out. I think he'll probably do it again if he wins, especially with Steve O'Donnell saying that he was good with it. I was a little nervous about it, but he pulled it off and it worked. So, honestly, it's too hard to complain, right? Yes, there is room for error, but I don't know. I just, it's one of those iconic things. Now, that one will be used in all of the promos. Oh, that one will be used in all of the promos forever. Which doesn't surprise me. It'll be cool. I liked it. But yeah, we can go through the rest of the top 10 here in a second. Well, we can just do it now. Chris Buescher, he ran a good race, brought it home second. Bowman, needing a good run, brought it home third. Chase Elliott, fourth. Zane Smith, with a good run, finishes fifth. Ricky Stenhouse, no surprise there at a plate track, finishing sixth. Ross, pretty good also at plate tracks, finishing seventh. Cindric, same thing. Noah Gragson getting a top 10. Same thing with Kyle Busch, keeping their cars relatively clean, avoiding all of the shenanigans, and finishing in the top 10 for both of those guys. Good days. Same thing with Todd Gilliland, Daniel Suarez, Ty Dillon, kind of keeping their noses as clean as they could possibly do. and bringing their cars home in the top 15. Reddick, there's like that Jimmy Johnson Golden Horseshoe has found its way to the 45 car. That car was beat up, still somehow finished 14th. Like, they have the Jimmy Johnson Golden Horseshoe. I can't like scientifically verify that, but they have it. Somebody there found it. Denny Hamlin, after getting his lap back, comes home to finish 15th. AJ Allmendinger, Christopher Bell, Ryan Preece, Austin Dillon, SVG. Cody Ware gets a top 25. That's cool. P14 is washed. Yeah, Braden. Like, by their standards, sure. But I don't know. They managed to find their way into every lucky situation that they can. The fact that they even finished 14th after getting caught up in that and taking some actually massive hits is very surprising. Hold on, I gotta concentrate while I paint this. Chad Fincham comes home in 28th, and Jesse Love 27th. What do we have? Any surprises? Daniel Dye in the 78 car comes home 24th. That's kind of cool. A little surprising, to be honest, but a solid run for them. Again, Talladega is kind of, avoiding the big one, keeping your nose as clean as possible, and being there at the end. So, I did see somebody post on Twitter that that Bubba Wallace threw a bad block and that's why he got wrecked. That was like the dumbest take ever. It wasn't that he threw a bad block. It was that everybody was pushing and shoving and his car got turned by the push from two cars behind him. So, yeah, that was kind of funny. The hate for him, while sometimes it's justified and warranted, other than that, like, yeah, that one was a dumb statement, whoever made that. Yeah, Chad Fincham leading 8 laps. Fantastic. There were points of the race that we didn't get to see because the service while we were driving home, like in the mountains, was bad in some areas. So I didn't exactly see all of the race, so there were points where it cut out. So that's possibly I missed those 8 laps. But yeah, other than that, the surprise of the day, I suppose, William Byron being in the crash, Blaney being in the crash, Logano, Larson. I mean, that's super speedway racing. I hate to say it like that, but I mean, it honestly is, which sucks. Like, you could have everything could be going your way, and then the whole field wads up, and then you're done. So, yeah, just kind of an unfortunate end to the day for most of those guys in that massive, massive crash. The big one, like the gigantic one. I think it was like 23 cars or something involved in it. Let's try this light again. Most of the times. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, there are legitimate criticisms, and I do have some, but most of them are not legitimate from people online. So let's see if this. Okay, the light. I don't hear it. I don't hear the noise. Yeah, I don't really want to get into it either, Braden, but I think you understand. I understand. Like, everybody here probably gets it. It's just the online world, online decorum, lexicon, whatever you want to call it. It's just the internet. This is the only tangent I will go on tonight. The internet has been a great way to connect people that would have never otherwise been connected. And I say that not unironically, because we are on a stream together, hanging out, talking, chilling, working on stuff, discussing the race weekend. But also, it has allowed stupid people to connect across multiple different spectrums of stupid. So that's like probably the biggest negativity, the biggest downside of the internet is just allowing all kinds of stupid people to congregate where they otherwise would have not had places to do so, and their stupidity would have been sequestered, and just maybe they would have, instead of playing into their stupidity and having it grow, they could have just like learned from it and moved on. But that's about all I'll say on that. And again, I understand the irony of me being on the internet talking to you guys now. Like, it's not lost on me. But yeah, so we'll leave it at that. But I thought Sunday's race, from what I saw, was not that bad. It was still not a great race by any means. It was still not as good as Saturday's race at all. I think the winner helps the feel-good factor of the race. If a universally despised driver, someone maybe like a Joey Logano, or maybe like I suppose you could say, if Denny Hamlin, wins, if a universally disliked driver, and Hamlin has grown in popularity in some regard, but if one of those guys were to win it, I just feel like the overall sentiment of the race would have been a lot lower. It was. I was glad that I was not there for Sunday, because as soon as the race was over Saturday, we stayed for a little bit, talked to our buddies, hung out for probably 20 minutes, maybe a half hour, and then got right out of the track. There was hardly any traffic. We got out we went under the turn 4 tunnel, got onto the main stretch, turned onto the road, and we were pretty much gone. There was like hardly any traffic. It was great. So again, from kind of also that reason alone, I do also like going to Saturday races, because there's just less people there, and there's less of a headache getting in and out of the track. So yes, it was good. It was a good optic. It was good to see the crowd, to see the stands filled. But yeah, I think also Carson being a crowd favorite, being the crazy dude that he is, helped the overall sentiment of the race. Ooh, hold on one second. Well, because we're about to throw a matte finish on the tires. I need to get this car out, because this one is going to Michael this week. I'm going to be shipping it out. Yes, can't wait to finally ship this car. Alright. But yeah, I thought the race, it was okay. I still hate the stages. They can get rid of the stages. That's still dumb to me. But overall, I thought the race was decent, not great, but Carson winning it definitely helped out. There may be less fans, though, but at the same time, you're getting... Braden, 100% right. You are spot on. I would rather go watch a better race, better racing product, than a worse product. And also, I dislike more drivers in the Cup Series than I like. So, and that's just because, I don't know, a lot of them have been around for a long time. Like, I could do a list of drivers I like, drivers I dislike. I could do a tier list. I'm not really like that kind of YouTuber. That's not really the point of this channel. But yes, the racing product is better on Saturdays than it is Sundays, in my opinion, and I'm fairly confident in saying that a lot of people also share that opinion as well. So yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about my weekend experience overall. even the cup race was good enough for me to say that it wasn't bad. Again, stages, I would love for them to go. The other thing, am I tripping or is that Pop-Tart on the spoiler? It is a Pop-Tart on the spoiler. It's RJ something. I forget what his name is, but Michael races these cars all the time. Or not all the time, but from time to time. And he loves Pop-Tarts. I'm sure that you're aware, Braden. So, yes. He did all of the design work for this car. And when I send this to Michael, I will make sure that he knows it, and I will write that in my letter to him, because I'm gonna write a letter as well to put with the car. but yeah, so the stages obviously need to go. That's like one of the biggest things that I will say about Sunday or Saturday or Friday, any of the racing. Just stages in general need to go. But I'd rather go watch a really good racing product on Saturday with less people there than be packed in like sardines on Sunday to see a mediocre, most often mediocre race. Now, with that, all of that being said, Charlotte is coming up in a few weeks. I do have some details for that race weekend. My dad and I will be going down to that one. The plan is to drive down on Friday, stay there on Saturday, drive down Friday, get there Friday, go to the race on Saturday, and then we weren't gonna go on Sunday, but somebody that I know might be getting us tickets to the race on Sunday, so we might actually be going to the race on Sunday. Haven't quite figured that out yet. And then coming home on Sunday, we might be getting a shop tour. Still haven't buttoned that down yet, but there's a little bit still up in the air about that weekend, but we're definitely still going. The hotel is booked, and we're going to get the rental car soon. I can't wait to get away from Fox. It's going to be awesome. Yes, that's another thing. Sounds like it will be a fun time. Charlotte will be a fun time. I'm very much looking forward to it. Yes, Fox. I did watch Sunday with sound on because we were in the car, and listening to the Fox broadcast was a chore. I hated every minute of it. And when I got home, I showed my wife the highlights of the race, and she said she doesn't like NASCAR that much. She only cares about it because I do to some degree. And even she said the call to the finish line when Carson wins his first race was so anticlimactic. Like, also, I watched the full race replay. Good Lord, Fox. Yes. Well, aside from like just the amount of commercials and just Clint and Kevin and Mike Joy, it's just, it's a chore to listen to. I do not like it at all. And I'll say this, Mike Joy, he has, again, many, many really good years, many great calls, a very long servant to the sport. It's time. Hopefully this is his last year. I hate saying that, I really do, because I really like all of what he's done over the years, but I think it's time. It's just his call to the line with Carson winning his first career race at Talladega was so disheartening, to be honest. I'm never not honest. I don't know why I say to be honest, because I'm always honest with you guys, but yeah. That call to the finish was just dreadful. It was so disappointing. But yeah, not much else to say about that. I mean, Fox, hopefully it's I can't wait till it's done either. I think next week's at Texas. We'll talk about that on Thursday. How do you guys like this Monday stream thing? It's kind of weird. I'm not too sure I like it. It's a little weird for me because I did work from home today, so it was sort of like a weekend, I guess, because I was at home, but I did have to work. I think Mike Joy will have one more year of doing commentary until he retires. I hope not. Like I said, I like Mike Joy. I have no problems with him. I just think, you know, his time is up. He's done a lot of really good things, and it's time to move on. I think NASCAR needs to move on. That's, you know, again, nothing against him personally. It's just Father Time is undefeated. I'm really glad Jeff Gordon retired when he did. It sucked. I did not like it. I was upset about it, as were a lot of people. But seeing what has become of Jimmy Johnson and how he runs and what he's done, like I was so glad that Gordon retired when he did, and he didn't get back into a car after he substituted for Dale Jr. I was very happy when Gordon called it, and you know, looking back, I'm glad he did. Because if Gordon would have gone back out there and ran 35th, like I couldn't watch it. It would be so disappointing. So 35th consistently on a week-to-week basis with absolutely no hope of sometimes even getting a finish on the lead lap. So yeah, I think Mike Joyce, it's probably time for him to just retire and have somebody else step in, and it just is what it is. Again, no ill will towards him. So yeah, other than that, the graphics, like you said, Braden, they were pretty good. Too many commercials, I think, was the sentiment I saw online. Again, we were driving, so I kind of like wasn't really paying attention to that. I was mostly paying attention to the road, and then when something would happen, I would glance over at the phone as we were going. But yeah, just overall a crazy weekend for me, for us personally. We did 7 hours of driving down to Nashville, then 2 more hours to our cousin's house, so 9 hours on Friday. We drove 2 hours to the track in the morning, and then drove 2 hours back to my cousin's on Saturday after the race, so 4 hours that day. And then we did another 9 hours on the way home yesterday. So needless to say, I'm still quite tired from the weekend. I haven't fully recovered yet. I did all the driving, so I didn't. My sister didn't drive at all, which is fine. I prefer to have things in control personally. But yeah, so I'm still tired. And we walked a ton on Saturday, so it was a very strange dynamic of driving and sitting a ton, and then walking a ton on Saturday, and then driving and sitting a ton on Sunday. So it was all over the place. But overall, great weekend. Yeah, I literally have no complaints other than just the amount of driving that we did. But it honestly saved us money. Flights would have been worse, and it would have been about the same time to fly, because we would have had to have layovers either in Orlando or in Atlanta. And we also would have had to go through TSA. We couldn't have taken all of the things that we did, snacks and cars and everything. So yeah, overall it was a very positive weekend, aside from just the crazy amounts of traveling. So couldn't watch. Was area locked? Fox was forced to go full screen. See, that's something maybe somebody else would know better than I would in terms of commercials. I'm not really sure, because again, I was like half paying attention. Maybe it was the Toyota All Out thing, possibly. But I'm not sure, Braden. Like I said, I wasn't really super paying attention to it, so yeah, I couldn't exactly tell you. But yeah, so just is that cowboy switch to an ARCA? Oh yeah, maybe you weren't here when we made it. Yeah, it's the ARCA car from 2002. ARCA Remax series back in the day. So I had a 2002 car that I needed to get rid of, didn't know what to do with it, and saw that there were Kyle Busch ARCA decals available, so I figured why not. And I'd never seen that car before, so it was something different, something new to do. Yeah, so we'll probably just call it after this. It's 9:30. I am tired. I'm legitimately tired from this weekend. And I feel like we covered anything. Is there anything else from the weekend that we didn't cover that you guys want to talk about? I feel like we covered most of it. I don't really know if we left any stones unturned as far as all of the racing action went. I will have a video out Friday of basically like a more in-depth kind of day-by-day thing, recap of what we did, where we were, all that kind of stuff. So that will be coming Friday for sure. Definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. I think that's going to be a pretty popular video, hopefully. And then I am very close to completing this one. This car is basically done, but I also am almost done with the video for it. So I've done a lot of editing work, which isn't exactly my favorite, but we're working on it. So Patrick crashed lap 1 from the O'Reilly. Star Pulley. Yeah, we did talk about that, Martin. I don't know if you stepped away for a second, but yeah, that was an unfortunate situation right off the rip, bringing out the yellow. But that was the only caution for cause. No, wait, hold on. There were only 2. What, right? Yeah, that was the only caution for cause in the O'Reilly race. Aside from the last lap crash. So that's probably, again, why I liked the O'Reilly race. I'll have to watch that when I get back from the truck race, assuming that Mother Nature doesn't intervene. Oh, and sorry, I didn't mean to yell. That's another thing, speaking of Mother Nature, it did not rain. It did not rain at all. There was rain in the forecast all week, and we were like, I even took my rain jacket, which I shouldn't do just to, tempt fate or whatever, but, yeah. No rain, which was a glorious thing. Every time I see Patrick Star in the 48, I think, man, to think he's in that ride instead of Nick Sanchez. Yeah, I like Nick Sanchez. I never really had a problem with him. For him to not to kind of get the boot out of that ride was disappointing. But yeah, no, I don't have anything against Patrick Star-Poli either. Like, it's an unfortunate world, the racing world. This weekend there's rain Friday and Saturday morning. Well, there's a chance that it might not hit like it says that it will, because that's what happened this weekend. I looked at the weather literally all week and I was concerned to some degree. Again, I said multiple times, if it rains, it rains. I'm not going there to see the racing. I'm going to deliver Cody his cars and see my friends, and we got to do all of it. So, yeah. The weather, it's funny because they forecasted it all weekend, and when it finally got there, it didn't actually rain at all. So it didn't rain at all when we were there to affect the event. It rained in the morning on our drive-in, and they dried the track a little bit, but everything was on time. So, yeah. Rowdy, you might not have to actually deal with rain. Now you might. I can't say that you won't, but you might. So there is also that. Yeah, Eric Jones' spin save. He saved it. That was solid. A solid save by him. They did not throw a caution, I'm pretty sure. Or was that? Did he get stuck? Maybe he did. Maybe that was that one. I have no school on Monday, but I don't think the cup race will get moved. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at the weather. I'm not going to that race. Oh yeah, it is Texas. So I'm not going to that race. So I, like, now the weather part of it's kind of out of my mind. But I think we're going to call it there. We're just going to finish, unless you guys have anything else you really want to talk about. Like I said, I'm tired. We did a little bit of work tonight. We're going to be getting into some actual, we're going to get back to decaling cars soon. These ones are all pretty much wrapped up. The 09 over there, I have to do a couple things, but I'll do it off stream. Finish that one up this week. I'm going over to my parents tomorrow. We're going to paint and sandblast some cars. So yeah, the 39 car for Daytona this year is going to likely be painted. Same thing with the 19 for Carl Edwards. So yeah, those will be getting worked on. And yes, Texas does have lights. Talladega does not have lights. I think it's an ordinance thing. I think it's something to do with the local something or other, blah, 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 governing rules. They can't have lights for that reason. It would be cool. It would be cool to have a night race at Talladega. The boulevard would be bumping. There'd be shenanigans taking place all over the joint, and cars would be on the track. So maybe that's the reason they don't have lights, because that would just be too much to handle. But yeah, overall, a great weekend. Like I said, I'll have a video up Friday. I have my sister and I, we took tons of videos, tons of pictures. Well, maybe not tons. We took a decent amount of pictures and videos of everything. And again, I can't express enough gratitude to Cody and Robert and Susie and all the people that we interacted with and met over the weekend. Talladega Nights, Talladega Lights, Talladega Nights. Yeah, it was a fantastic weekend from beginning to end. And yeah, just I have nothing bad to say. 3 first-time winners, pretty good, solid racing in all 3 series. I would say one of the better ARCA races I've seen. Oh, one thing I do want to mention about the Cup race. The next-gen racing is so predictable. And I saw somebody post this online, but I also thought of this while we were driving home and watching. Everybody is so afraid to make a move because the cars do not run. When they pull out a line, it's like you drop parachute. So the end of the next gen race plate track races are so predictable. They are 2x2 for a long time, and then they wreck in the tri-oval, or they wreck in turn 3 and 4, or they wreck coming to the white. It's so predictable, and that part of it is so boring. I hate that about it. They have, and kind of to some degree, the O'Reilly series was a little like that, but it's a lot less predictable because the cars, there's more spacing, the cars move around more. It's not like they're just freight training 2x2 around. They're 3 wide, they're making moves, the cars are moving. First, you can have a driver come from 10th to 1st or whatever. So yeah, it's a lot less boring, predictable, stagnant than the cup finishes. So that I did want to say that, which that kind of also dampens the overall feel of the race, because it is so predictable. You do know that that's how it's going to end, which is a shame. But like if your driver was in 3rd or 5th or 10th or whatever, you knew they weren't getting to the lead. One last thing, SVG almost flipped on the final lap. The crash in the trial was wicked. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I kind of knew either Carson or Buescher was going to win. And the reason that Carson ended up winning is because the outside lane was not connected, and Chase Elliott tried to make a move. Props to Chase Elliott for actually trying to make a move. He juked the 47, he backed off of him, went high, got underneath him, got the position, but that stalled the outside lane because the cars are so parachutey. And that allowed the inside lane to continue and just stay nose to tail and get the dub. So it just is what it is. That's the nature of the next gen racing, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing, but at the end of the day, it was a good... Carson made the end of the race better by his shenanigans and his antics. So, yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed the weekend. I did. I had a blast at the track. We walked like 14 or 15,000 steps. We were all over the place. Yeah, it was fun. And, we got a few things done here today. So I think I'm going to call it there, 9:50. I don't even need to go to 10 o'clock. I'm tired. I'm ready to go. Greg's joining right at the end of the stream. My friend, I am out. I am tired from the weekend. It was a long weekend. It was a good weekend, but it was a very long one. So, Greg, it's good to see you. We did the whole recap. We talked about all of the racing for the whole weekend. I will have a video out Friday of like a more in-depth weekend recap. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I think I'm also going to go edit Cody's interview really quick and post that online so you guys can see it. Well, I see you on Thursday at Texas. Yes, and Martin, we are going to cover the Texas race weekend on Thursday. We will go over everything for that weekend. I believe we have all 3 series running there, I think. I'll have to look, but that'll be for another day. If you guys haven't, vote on the poll. I know we're ending it here, but yeah, I'm going to go edit Cody's interview really quick and get that posted. And yeah, so thank you guys for joining. I know it wasn't too long of a stream. We still went about 2 hours, so it was a good one. We didn't do a whole lot. We chatted a ton, but we got some things done. We got the windows done on that. We got some things done. So we will see you Thursday. Thank you guys again for joining. I really appreciate all the support as always. You guys are awesome. Have a great rest of your Monday evening. Wait a minute. How do you raid streams? How do you do that? Do you guys know how to do that? I don't know how to do that. Reaction, community moderation. Maybe tonight's not the best night for me to figure that out. What does that pop out? Set up an overlay. Close. I don't know how to raid streams. Can we even... it's not that. That's not that important. I was going to send you over to Michael Marutz, but I don't know how to do that. So go check out Michael Marutz's stream if you guys still want to watch some streaming tonight. But I'm going to head out. I appreciate you guys. All 3 are Texas. All right, cool, Rowdy. So we'll talk about Texas on Thursday, and we'll maybe work on some other things on Thursday. So until then, we will see you guys. Have a good rest of your night, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.